This is the weekend edition of iFIBER 1 News, where we present some of the top stories from this week and your weekend weather forecast. I'm Amber Jenks. Stay tuned for the weekend edition of iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
One of our top stories for this week was about the Moses Lake Malahayas performing at halftime of the Seattle Seahawks game on Monday. Reporter Devin Higgins has the story.
Football fans across the country had their sights set on Seattle's CenturyLink Field for the showdown between the Seahawks and the Detroit Lions. The national media was in town covering Monday Night Football, and while fans of both teams were focused on what would happen on the field, part of the spotlight also fell on Moses Lake High School's Malahayas Dance and Drill team. The National Football League uses 1 week each season to raise awareness for breast cancer research, and the Seahawks invited 6 Washington high school dance teams from across the state to be part of the halftime festivities. Malahayas coach Lori Baker talked about how unique the opportunity was for her and her team.
We're the only East Side team. The rest are all from the West Side, and they're mostly state champion teams. We brought the captains over to meet with the choreographer about 10 days ago. They learned the choreography, then we brought it back to the team, and we practiced it the last 10 days, and then we had all morning to practice on the field here. Well, it's pretty exciting, don't you think, for the girls?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. We've been surprised how excited the town is about this.
For the Malahayas themselves, they said performing on the field in Seattle with the Seahawks cheerleaders was a once-in-a-lifetime experience that was at times overwhelming.
Yeah. Very. But, you know, we can do it. Yeah.
How long's the routine?
6 minutes.
And you're performing with the Seagulls?
Yeah.
Is that intimidating at all?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Because we want to be just as good as them, so, you know.
But it's exciting.
It's just like a big opportunity, like it's just like overwhelming, and it's
letting the Malahayas be known.
Yeah.
For both the team and the coach, being around some of the most popular athletes in the world was a lot to take in, but there was one player they all wanted a chance to meet.
Oh my gosh.
Russell
Wilson, for sure.
I wish. I don't think that we really get to meet anybody. They told us not to talk to anybody. So, but you know, everyone wants to meet Russell Wilson.
In Seattle, Devin Higgins for iFIBER 1 News.
Hundreds of Moses Lake Elementary School students joined FFA members this week for the annual Farm Day at the Grant County Fairgrounds. Reporter Jeff Chu was there and has the story.
It was Farm Day Wednesday for Moses Lake School District. Almost 700 students from the district's 37 first-grade elementary school classes learned all about agriculture, many seeing farm animals up close for the first time. Tony Kern, Moses Lake High School agriculture teacher and Future Farmers of America advisor, said education is what the annual event staged at the Grant County Fairgrounds Ardell Pavilion is all about.
Farm Day it's designed to be an educational outreach for our high school kids to reach out to those lower grades, and we pick first grade, and to teach them about agriculture, where their food comes from, and that agriculture is more than just the farmer out in the field, but it's the food that you eat every day, it's the clothing that you wear, it's the things that you buy in the store.
Kern said he enjoys seeing youngsters learn about agriculture for the first time.
It's always fun to see the reaction of the first graders, and it's really easy to think about, you know, oh, they're from Moses Lake, they know what's around them, and a lot of these kids, they don't, you know. They might see something out the window, but they don't really know what it is, and there's definitely a lot of kids that this is their first time that they've seen baby pigs or a goat or baby goats, or you know, even understanding different seeds or what eggs really are.
One of the more complex FFA student learning stations demonstrated how irrigation works. Garrett Palmer, a sophomore with Moses Lake FFA, whose family runs the County Fair's siphon tube setting contest, came up with the idea for the irrigation demonstration. He explained to students how water for Columbia Basin farms moves from the Columbia River or Moses Lake to farmland. At the next FFA student station, Felicia Roman and other students told the first graders about potatoes grown in the Columbia Basin. All farm bases were covered, from eggs, milk, tractors, horses, cows, sheep, and pigs, to goats, seeds, chickens, dairy products, ducks, and dogs. A petting zoo allowed kids to touch and learn more about baby farm animals as well. I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be right back after this.
My name is Kat Sanderson, Managing Broker for Pillar Rock Realty Group. We love the Columbia Basin because it's our home, and we want to give back to our community by kicking off our Pay It Forward campaign. If you buy or list with us, we will donate 1% of our total proceeds to a local charity of your choice and in your name. Call us today at 754-4444 or visit pillarrockrealty.com because we are your local real estate experts.
Hi everyone, I'm Chancellyn Rodriguez bringing you your local weather. This weather segment is brought to you by Barry Motors, one great place to buy and service a car. Temperatures remain above the normal for this time of year around our area. Even within the next few days, we're expecting those temperatures to remain above the normal maximum temperatures as well as temperatures overnight. For tonight, mostly cloudy skies are expected with those winds pushing through from the southwest between 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now for this weekend, wet and breezy conditions are likely along western parts of the Cascades and towards eastern parts. Late afternoon into Saturday night, we're expecting that threat of showers and breezy conditions. Those gusts could go as up to 40 miles per hour. Let's take a look at the almanac within the past 24 hours. We start off with temperatures above the normal in the lower 50s. It should be in the lower 40s for this time of year. Maximum temperatures in the upper 70s, very close to that record high of 83 degrees, and that sun setting at 6:22 p.m. And for Moses Lake, very similar conditions. Those temperatures in the upper 40s this morning. The maximum temperature in the upper 70s. It should be in the mid 60s for this time of year. Very close to that record high of 79 degrees in 2014. And that's sun setting at 6:21 p.m. And right now outside your door, mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures in the mid 70s, dew point in the lower 50s, and those winds pushing through from the south-southwest. And there is that threat of showers along the coastal area due to that frontal system pushing towards the east, bringing that threat of showers along the coastal area and towards the Cascades, and then coming through on Saturday, shifting towards the east, bringing that threat of showers. Gusty winds may be possible. Gusts could go as high as between 35 to 40 miles per hour. Temperatures in the lower 60s along the coastal area, so cooler temperatures, lots of cloud cover and wet conditions. Along the Yakima Valley, those temperatures in the mid 70s with mostly cloudy skies, and mostly cloudy skies along much of the eastern part of our state towards the Tri-Cities in the upper 70s. Let's take a closer look at our Columbia Basin. Those maximum temperatures ranging from the lower 70s to mid 70s. Temperatures for Ephrata in the mid 70s, as well as towards Moses Lake. Royal City in the upper 70s. Bridgeport in the lower 70s with mostly cloudy skies and that slight chance of showers. For Saturday, mostly cloudy skies are expected, and towards the late afternoon hours, there is that threat of some showers, and even into Saturday night, a 20% chance with breezy conditions. Temperatures in the upper 60s, so around the normal for this time of year for Sunday after that cold front pushes through, bringing cooler and a drier air mass. By Monday, we return in the lower 70s.
Paying your Grant PUD bill with ePay is like getting free cuts in line. You pay when you want, how you want. Get free cuts in line with Grant PUD ePay. Visit grantpud.org.
Oh, dude, I'm just in the theater. It's totally cool.
The new flamethrower cheeseburger now with a $5 lunch. I'm going flamethrower today.
Remember what happened last time?
I'm going flamethrower today.
Gary, do you remember what happened last time?
I'm going flamethrower today.
Remember what happened last time?
Comes with a Sunday now. I can handle it.
You know your body, Gary.
Go flamethrower. Now the DQ $5 lunch comes with the new jalapeno bacon flamethrower cheeseburger, plus fries, drink, and a sundae. This is fan food, not fast food.
The Jacks were looking to rebound from a 3-2 loss to Othello when Toppenish came calling Tuesday evening. Here's Sean Wells with the coverage.
It was a big conference home match for Quincy hosting Toppenish. The Jacks were looking to move to 2-1 in conference play after a tough 5-set loss to Othello last week. It was Quincy coming out strong in the opening set with some big kills from sophomore Alex Bissett, winning 25-16. The Jacks continued to impress in the second set behind Natalie Thompson's 4 kills, winning 25-15. Quincy closed out the match with an identical second set score, sweeping the Wildcats. Natalie Thompson had 10 kills and 6 aces for Quincy. Sam Klein had 6 kills and 15 assists, while Caitlin Ramsey added 12 digs and 4 aces. The Jacks are back in action this Thursday with a good test at first place Sela. For iFIBER 1 News, Sean Wells.
Moses Lake had its sights set on back-to-back wins when the Chiefs hosted arch rival Wenatchee. The Panthers had another thing in mind, however.
Moses Lake and Wenatchee squared off in a big conference showdown on the volleyball court last night. The Chiefs were looking to put back-to-back Big 9 wins together. The Panthers came into the contest having shut out Davis and Sunnyside. Moses Lake offered up the first serve, but it was the Panthers reeling off a 9-1 run to go up big early. The Chiefs answered back with a 14-8 run of their own to get right back in at 17-15. The teams traded points down the stretch, and it looked like the set could go either way. Greta Hammer came up big with this block at the net. Strong efforts from Telsey Wright and Ellie Johnson at the serve line made it 24-22 Wenatchee and gave the Moses Lake faithful hopes of pulling it out. But the Panthers were able to come up with the game winner to take the set, 25-22. Moses Lake dropped the second set, 25-19, took the third, 26-24, but fell short, 25-21 in the fourth set, and dropped the match to the Panthers.
Big Bend hosted Yakima Valley in an important NWAC matchup Wednesday. Sean Wells has the story.
It was a big conference match for Big Bend hosting Yakima Valley. The Vikings were looking for back-to-back conference wins after knocking off Treasure Valley in 4 sets. Big Bend jumped out early and often in the first set, destroying Yakima Valley 25-6. In the second set, the Yaks fought their way back to even the match, winning 25-23. Big Bend took control again in the third set, winning 25-9, and closed out the match in the fourth set 25-19. Bryn Bowers had 15 kills and 35 assists for the Vikings, and Kelly Foth added 12 kills, 37 assists, and 7 digs for Big Bend. Kylie Hutchins had 9 kills and 34 assists for Yakima Valley, while Megan Atkinson added 9 kills and 32 assists. The Vikings will go for their 3rd conference win in a row when they host Treasure Valley on Friday. For iFIBER 1 News, Sean Wells.
Big Bend hosts Treasure Valley tonight in a rare Friday NWAC game. The contest starts at 6. Basin football action has Moses Lake on the road at Sunnyside. Ephrata travels to Sela. Soap Lake hosts Kittitas. Warden entertains White Swan. ACH is at Pateras. And Royal hosts Riverview. And we'll be broadcasting the Quincy East Valley game live on Channel 1 at 7 p.m. We'll have a great weekend, and if the opportunity presents itself, get out and cheer on your favorite high school football team. Players and coaches will appreciate your support. We'll be back after this commercial break.
You don't have to drive to Seattle for exceptional cancer care. Confluence Health's cancer program delivers world-class care close to home. We have a highly experienced oncology team in a state-of-the-art facility, and we're a member of the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, which gives our patients access to world-renowned therapies developed at Fred Hutchinson, the University of Washington Medicine, and Seattle Children's. Together with the SCCA, we're delivering world-class cancer care close to home.
The Dodge brothers' competitive spirit and engineering prowess started long before they built their first car, and will continue long after their latest, the most technologically advanced vehicle in its class.
Our next story is about students in Quincy and Moses Lake taking part in International Walk to School Day to promote safety and physical activity. Reporter Joe Utter has the details.
Wednesday was International Walk to School Day, and students in Grant County joined schools across the country to participate in the annual event. Students were joined by police officers, their teachers, and school staff at Peninsula Elementary School in Moses Lake and at Monument Elementary School in Quincy. In Moses Lake, students were dropped off by their parents and bus drivers a few blocks away from the school and were escorted along the sidewalks and crosswalks. This is the second year Peninsula Elementary has participated in Walk to School Day. Walk to School Day is designed to promote physical activity for the students and is a good reminder for not only the students, but for the drivers to be safe when children are walking to and from school each year. Moses Lake police officers stuck around after the walk and joined students at the playground before classes started. In Quincy, hundreds of students gathered at the start of a new walking path recently finished between 7th Avenue and Monument Elementary School, joined by school staff, Quincy Police, and Mayor Jim Hemberry, who cut the ribbon for the new path cutting through a field where students had to walk through before to get to school. Monument Elementary Principal Marcia Hershaw said the walking path has been a long-awaited project to provide students a safer way to get to school.
So we had our National Walk to School Day today, and it was a more of a large event today because we have opened this completely paved walking path where kids can walk or bike to school. We're really hoping they can do that. The neighborhood right behind me is actually very close to the school, but most kids had to or chose to be bused because there wasn't really a safe walking path, and now we're encouraging that as part of our health and fitness program. So we're just really excited to have everybody able to walk and bike to school now.
Hershaw said the school is hoping more students will choose to walk or bike to school with the new path instead of taking the short bus ride to school. The Walking Path project began several years ago over concern students were having to walk along SR 28 to get to Monument Elementary. The city tried to find a contractor last year, but bids came in higher than expected. The city was able to change some of the project details and get the path finished in early September. International Walk to School Day is a global event that involves communities from more than 40 countries walking and biking to school on the same day. The event began in 1997 as a one-day event, but over time has become part of a movement for year-round safe routes to school and a celebration with record-breaking participation each October. Thousands of schools across the country from all 50 states participate each year. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back.
Quincy Foods, LLC, a subsidiary of Norpac Foods, is seeking motivated individuals to fill the positions of general laborer for their corn harvest season. They have full-time seasonal openings, must be 18 years old and older, willing to work swing shift. Great people to work for in a challenging food processing environment. Apply at 222 Columbia Way in Quincy between 8 and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, or online through WorkSource. Quincy Foods is an equal opportunity employer.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Welcome back. The next story is about Representative Tom Dent taking a tour of the Columbia Basin Tech Center and taking a few minutes to speak with the students. Reporter Devin Higgins has the story.
Twice a week at the Columbia Basin Technical Skills Center, students are given a chance to meet and listen to people who are making a difference both in and out of Grant County. State Representative Tom Dent stopped by on Wednesday to talk to the students about his first year representing the county in the legislature and his more than 40 years of living in the Moses Lake area. CB Tech Administrator Christine Armstrong said bringing in speakers from the community gives students both a fresh perspective on issues relevant to them and a different voice from what they're used to in the classroom every day. Dent took the time to discuss what his job as a representative involves, which is more than just being in a legislative session and voting yes or no on bills.
So I'll tell you a little bit about what I do in the legislature. There's 98 of us in the House of Representatives, and then we have about 21 committees, so everybody serves on at least 2 committees. Some people serve on as many as 4. I serve on 3. I serve on the House Appropriations Committee. And appropriations, we decide where the money is going to be spent. As a money committee and the spending of appropriations.
During his 30-minute talk, Dent reminded students that he and his fellow legislators work for the people who elected them and not the other way around, and he encouraged them to get active in the political process by registering to vote when they turn 18.
Remember this, when you're 18 you can vote, your vote matters, and think about what the people are telling you. Don't be afraid of that. You're asking me straight up questions. That's what you need to do. Where they want to take you, where they want to take education. Think about it. You guys are closer to education than any others right now. Think about where you want to go.
Dent also extended an open invitation to students to come to Olympia to see how the political process works firsthand.
Opportunities are there for all of us. Sometimes we don't see them. So you know what, some of the things that I can do for young people, and I like to do this, is bring you in to spend time with you. If any of you could ever come over to Olympia during session and spend a little time with me, and I can show you how the system works. You can see how opportunity is there. Like I said before, what I can do for you is to take that thumb off your head and let you realize that you can do whatever it is you're capable and you want to do. It's there. And to never give up.
Following his presentation, Dent had good things to say about the students at CB Tech.
I'm pleasantly surprised how engaged they were, and they had great questions and very respectful. This is America, and boy, this makes me feel really good about this school and the people that were here. I mean, it does. I'm a kid guy, and I did not expect this kind of a warm welcome, and the response and the interest and their desire to succeed.
In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFIBER 1 News.
Rounding out this week's news coverage is a story about Saturday's Columbia Basin Buddy Walk to support people with Down syndrome. Reporter Cameron Probert has the details.
A group of Grant County residents are going to celebrate the lives of people with Down syndrome. The Down Syndrome Society of Grant County is hosting its 3rd annual Buddy Walk at McCosh Park Saturday afternoon. The event features a walk through downtown Moses Lake, activities for children, and pizza. Registration for the event starts at 2:30 p.m. Entry to the event costs $10. Carrie Aronson, the Society's president, said more than 300 people have registered for the event.
The Buddy Walk, it celebrates the Down Syndrome Awareness month of October, and it also promotes acceptance and inclusion of people with Down syndrome.
Rachel Landon, the Society's outreach coordinator, said photos of 20 people with the condition are going to be set up at the event.
And so it's a really neat thing, and this year we've added a nice little touch is we've put at the bottom a little message about these heroes, and so you can look at their picture, see their names, and read a little bit about what they like to do.
For iFIBER 1 News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
That wraps up our weekend edition. iFIBER 1 News will be back on Monday at 5 p.m. with the latest news from around the Columbia Basin. Thank you for watching.